On today's episode, we're going to talk about stress, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So stay tuned. Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Now, most people, when they think of the word stress, they often have negative feelings and associations connected to that word. However, not all stress is bad. And in fact, too little stress can be as harmful as too much stress over time to our bodies and our mind. Today, we are going to discuss hormetic stress, the Goldilocks level of stress that can actually improve your health and extend your lifespan. Most of us are familiar with feeling too much stress from work, family obligations, financial obligations, to-do lists, and they can leave us feeling overwhelmed. Being in a constant state of stress keeps our body in an alarmed state, which means our cortisol levels are increased throughout the day. And we know that cortisol can be linked with inflammation. And stress also causes our immune system to stay suppressed, allowing our bodies to be ready for any incoming emergencies, which leaves us constantly in a state of fight or flight. What many people may be unaware of, though, is that our diet can also be a major stressor in our life. Highly processed foods tax our bodies and impact our brain function and even our mood, so that we perceive things to be even more stressful than they truly are, which then impacts the way our mind and body respond to the world around us. It's kind of like a vicious cycle. Poor sleep habits are also another major stressor that we can control. Now, most people think, I already have enough stress in my life. Why would I intentionally add more? And so often after a stressful day at work, we come home, pick up some ready-made food, something easy to munch on, and we just want to sit down in front of the TV, chill out, and try to relax. Unfortunately, this is actually causing more stress on our body. The processed foods create stress and cause inflammation in our body and our mind, which then impacts our mood, not allowing us to release the stress from earlier that day. Sitting around while it feels relaxing short term is actually causing negative stress on our body by not allowing it movement, which is important for both our physical and our mental health. So back to this hormetic stress. Hormetic stress is defined as the ideal amount of stressors that the body is exposed to. When we purposely put our body under a controlled amount of stress, short term, it is actually hugely beneficial to both our physical health and our mental well-being. Now, the most popular form of hormetic stress that most people are aware of is exercise. Now, when it comes to exercising, if we don't push ourselves enough when we exercise, we won't really see any benefits. We won't feel stronger. Our cardiovascular health will not improve very much, and it will sort of all be for naught. The same can be said if we push too hard. If we work ourselves too hard, we break our muscles down too much. It takes a long time for them to heal and often extends the amount of time between which we can exercise because our body needs a much longer time to heal. It's not going to feel very good. We're certainly not going to feel motivated to keep going, and it will take longer before we will see those beneficial results. But if we put our body under the right amount of stress in terms of exercise, we will build muscle, lose fat, increase our cardiovascular strength, and our mood and our mental well-being. And the great thing about exercise is that you can start at any age, size, and ability. Of course, the type of exercise you do will depend on your goals. If you want to improve your strength and mobility, then resistance training, working out with weights, and yoga are definitely the way to go. Want to improve your cardiovascular fitness? Short sprints and zone 2 cardio are going to be the best fit for you. Ideally, for overall health, you want to incorporate several different types of exercise throughout the week to round out your overall health and well-being. Now, other than exercise, there are of course other forms of hormetic stress that have also been proven to be hugely beneficial both to your health and mental well-being. Heat therapy through the use of saunas, and cold therapy by using cryotherapy chambers, cold plunges, or even cold showers are types of hormetic stressors that have been studied and shown to have numerous health benefits. Even eating non-starchy vegetables, such as broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, lettuce, peppers, has been shown to be a type of hormetic stress because vegetables carry certain anti-nutrients called phytonutrients, and it actually causes mild amounts of stress in our body in order to digest these foods and to get some of the nutrients out of them by working around these anti-nutrients. And these small amounts of stress caused by the vegetables are actually shown over time to be considered healthy and good for our bodies. So regularly exposing our body to these helpful short-term stressors and reducing the amount of overall chronic stress in our life, whether it is through breathing exercises, meditation, going for a walk, taking a quiet moment, reading a book, listening to some calming music, or even just spending time with people that you love. All of these are great ways to reduce or lessen the burden of the everyday stressors that we have in our life. And the combination of reducing these everyday chronic stressors and adding in these intermittent Goldilocks hormetic stressors have been shown to have huge impacts on our overall health and our mental well-being. So reducing the amount of alcohol we expose ourselves to, prioritizing sleep and quality sleep, spending time with people that we love and prioritizing relationships and important things outside of work, as well as prioritizing nutrition for our body. So giving our body food that loves us back, showing ourselves love through taking care of our body are all ways that we can reduce and take control of the stressors in our life. So we may have some stressors like our job or like certain family members perhaps that we cannot change in the moment, but creating plans to lessen those stressors, or even in terms of work, creating a plan on how to find a less stressful environment to work in, or buffering that environment in ways that make it less stressful will go a long way to helping reduce the impact that chronic stress has on our body. But the neat thing about hormetic stress, when we expose ourselves to these just right amount of stressors, we're doing it by choice. So sometimes we face stressors in our life, like having a stressful job or a stressful boss that comes into our workplace, having someone that we love leave us, pass away. These are all stressors that we can't necessarily control. But the strange thing is that when we choose to expose our body to stressors, such as sauna, cold plunge, exercise, we actually build our resilience, so that when we come across stressors that we cannot control, we have more agency. We actually have built a system in our body that will deal with the stressors more effectively. That's not to say we won't feel feelings and there won't still be challenges, but they won't feel as difficult because we will feel more in control of our body. We will have proven to ourselves again and again by coming up against these hard challenges that we've chosen to put ourselves into and come through them successfully. It gives us a knowledge that this too shall pass and that we can handle this stress too, just like we handle the ones that we choose to expose our body to. So the benefits of hormetic stress go so much more beyond the immediate impact of experiencing those stressors. Mentally, it actually builds our resilience as well. And this is a piece that I didn't realize when I first started to use cold showers, for instance. My mind would scream at me all the reasons why I shouldn't do it. And even as soon as the cold water hit me, my mind was just screaming, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, the whole time. And I felt like I was battling myself to stay in the water. And now there are still some days where I don't feel like exposing myself to the cold. However, my mind is no longer screaming at me to get out because it knows that I'm just going to do it anyway. So there's no longer that internal resistance. And even when I have the shock of the cold, I'm able to calm my system down from that initial shock very quickly. And I find that that's actually helpful in life, so that when I come across something that is shocking or unexpected, that normally would cause my stress levels to rise, even if it still causes my stress levels to rise, I very quickly can take control without really having to think about it. It's now become more of an automatic response, that when my body gets into a state of stress, that I automatically begin to take some breaths and to relax and to calm myself down. And so I find that by using hormetic stress for the health benefits, the mental benefits of building that resilience and being able to use the skills that I learned in hormetic stress in real life situations has been so invaluable. And I'm truly grateful for the gift that is hormetic stress. So I challenge you to take on some stress this week by choice, whether it be exercise, hot therapy, cold therapy, even some cyclic hyperventilation, which is a form of stress through breathing. And I wish you nothing but health in the coming days. Until next time, stay tuned.